I press enter, what happens is that I see that here Kathy is not there. So that's why it is giving me a hash NA. However, if I copy it down, I can see that okay, Matthew is there and Sally is there. So Matthew and Sally data I am getting. I know Johnny is not there. Fine, it is not populating. Roger is not there, not populating. But what happened to this Eric? I was sure that Eric is there in my list. So how come Eric is not coming in my VLookup? So what has happened here, whenever you were copying and pasting this particular formula down, this particular range was also getting changed. So first time it was prompting to C3 to F18, which is my actual data point, C3 to F18. But eventually when I copied this down, this particular thing, it is pointing to C8 to F23. So C8 to F23 is actually, if you see, C8 to F23 is this area, something like this. So with my cells, when I am populating it down, my reference is also changing. That's why this Eric was out of my range and hence hash NA. I want to resolve this because this is an error. So how do I resolve this? There are multiple ways of resolving this particular issue. The first way of resolving this issue is by using this as a frozen area. So what I can do, I can simply press F4 to freeze this particular location, F3 to F18. The moment I press F4, automatically what happens, the area is frozen. So now if I copy it down, you can see that Eric's data is absolutely visible. Why? Because wherever I go, I see that C3 to F18, this part C3 to F18 remains same over there, no changes. Okay. Now I wanted to write my VLookup in such a way that it should directly work when I copy paste it. So what we are going to do here is, we will definitely talk about copying and pasting, but before copying and pasting we have to do some more modifications here. The modification being, let's take an example that if you copy and paste it here in the subsequent cells, then in that case you will again have the same problem. This C4 will become D4, D4 will become E4, E4 will become F4, which will again give me an error in the data. So now, first of all, what I want is that I need some data which is valid. So let me show you something. Let's put Kathy down so that it gives you a better idea. So you can see Matthew is having this particular number. So what we can do, we can actually put dollar in front of this 4. So the moment you put dollar in front of this 4, see what happens. You copy this, right? You don't get any error. Fine, because all these functions are pointing to the same column. That is absolutely done. But now the problem is that we have an issue with the number of customers and sales, because it's not 963 that we are looking into, and this is not the sales even. So what was the problem? The problem was that we were actually referring to a fixed column. So it was column number 4. Now how do I resolve this? I want that whenever I change my column number should also change. So how do I do it? So what we will do, we will simply change this 4 to this place. Now there is a catch. The catch is that if we scroll this down, if we copy this particular formula down, what will happen? This D2 will change to D3, D4, D5, D6. So here I don't want this 2 to move, but I definitely want this D to move to EFG. So what I will do, I will mention it as D$2. Thumb rule says we